Compline. Hey, it's been a little while since I made a video. I was thinking I should make more videos for Lent. So here is a video on how I'm taking my Compline book, which is usually in Latin and English, and changing it to Latin and Portuguese. Thank you to a guy called Gabriel who sent me a document with all, it is pretty much mostly just a cut and paste from a well-known website called Divinum Officium. So Divinum Officium already has the office translated into different languages, especially Hungarian, because that's the language the original coder spoke, and Polish, and it's great. But yes, to make a booklet with the chant. See, when someone contacted me about this, I said, sure, you can do it. All the files are online. So this is my repository where I keep all the files that I'm using. So far, I've just copied over part of the files over to this one. So I've called this one Portuguese because, or Portuguese, is that how you say it? I don't speak Portuguese, which is funny because I have a great-grandmother who is from Portugal, the de Paivas, or is it? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, I have some Portuguese background, but no Portuguese has come down to me through my family. Yes, anyway, so I'm very not familiar with Portuguese. I did some Portuguese on Duolingo. Let's see, Veronica Brandt on Gitlab. I'm not signed in, so this should be what you can find yourself. Roman Compline is the source file, so that's where my Compline book is. As you can see, it's got a whole lot of directories. It was built up over time, so it has weird PDFs, which are basically the messy way that I work on stuff. So I can see where, looking at this, you might be stuck. But the Compline stuff is all in compline.pdf, and it's generated from compline.tech. You can make your own copy of this stuff. You can put it on your own repo of some sort. I have a GitHub account as well as GitLab. And then, if you want me to put it on my Compline website, so compline.brandt.id.au, this is the website that people might come across, which just has the compline.pdf. But I could rejig this if we've got different languages and things like that going. Yes, this is when I was recording my family singing Compline each night for a while back in 2020. It wasn't too tricky, but it was a bit stressful, and it's not really what you want late at night. Yeah, but we did cover a lot of interesting Compline there. Yeah, the Compline stuff, I use a command line a lot, so I hope you've heard of this command line stuff. But really, this is the directory I'm in is documents/Portuguese, and these are all the files that I'm working on so far. And I was going to show you how I've been using this text editor called Vim, which I guess isn't the most user-friendly text editor if you haven't used a text editor before. But anyway, this is the beginning of the file. It all looks fairly ugly, really. Here you can see, there you go, there's the bluish part. Anything beginning with a % sign is a comment, so that means it doesn't actually come out in the finished product. So if you're not sure what you're doing, you can always comment it out. And okay, so the process, so what's the connection between that text file and this finished PDF? The connection, the program that turns that fairly scary looking text file, there's a text file, into the PDF is called LuaTeX. So I can run that from the text editor, which most text editors will like, a decent text editor that's for programming rather than just for a step up from Windows Notepad. Yeah, so a lot of programming text editors have a way to run programs from the command line. So this is what happens when you run this program. So it's all open source and freely available. I use a thing called TinyTeX, so you can see some of these directories have TinyTeX written on them. It's got lots of benign error messages or warnings, and that takes, I think, about 5 minutes actually. Maybe I shouldn't have processed that, but it's still shorter. The general thing is to open these text files, and change the English that you see into whatever language you like. And it's fairly, I don't know, tedious, monotonous. It's a lot of work. Okay, did you see the PDF flash there? That means it's finished. So I have done up through, so Domingos is Sunday, and instead of Monday they call it Feria Secunda. Here we go, Segunda-feira, or Feria 2. I'm not sure if it's better to have Feria with 2 and Segunda-feira in brackets, or if it's just right, Segunda-feira. Feira? I'm not sure of the pronunciation. Anyway, here we come to terça-feira, so the third Feria, which will be Tuesday. So I think that's all cut and paste anyway. Hopefully, I'll have to go through to check that there's no typos too somehow, but that's going to be tricky because, yeah, when I was first getting into this, I didn't know very much Latin. So arte. So one problem I've had is my Control-C doesn't always seem to take effect. Maybe I'm doing too quick. So sometimes when I'm pasting, I paste the same thing over and over again because I'm sort of swapping between this doc file, highlighting something, and then pasting it into the text file. Okay, so we got through this Tuesday still, or terça-feira, and this quarta-feira, and this is where I got stuck. Tempo de Paixao is the Pascal time. And what I want to say is during Pascal time, go and see this other page which isn't been defined. So LuaTeX has just put in some bold question marks so that I remember that there's a problem there. And then I want to write outside Pascal times, or I want to write is non how you say it in Portuguese. Not tempo de Paixao. So that's where I'm sort of stuck at the moment. Little things like this. So if someone was actually understanding Portuguese, they could probably make that decision without having to wait a few days for someone to get back to them. I can do the cut and paste, but there's a whole lot of little things where I come unstuck. Okay, now here you go. Here is a spot with English. I recognize this. Come, children, hearken to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. So you find where this is in the compline file. So Confiteor, Ferial Tone, Salterio, Sunday Psalms. So it's in, is it Tuesday or Wednesday? We got up to Wednesday. Quarta-feira, that'll be Wednesday. And this is the last psalm. No, it's the second psalm. It's actually the second half of the first psalm, but yeah, anyway, I'll probably have it down as Wednesday Psalm 2 in the text. There we go. So Wednesday Psalm 2, it's the init, which is uses Gregorio score. Gregorio is the music program. So if I open up that file, so Psalms capital W, it's case sensitive, and you can see the English is in there. Come, children, hearken to me. So what I have to do is highlight all that English, delete it, and then go and find the right spot in this file. So terça-feira, we want quarta-feira. Here we go. Vinde o filios uvi me. Venite fili audite me. So double check if that's the right thing. Venite fili audite me. See, I can read GOBC. I can read lots of different stuff. But Portuguese, you can kind of see. There you go. Vinde o filios. So filios is like filiae. Uvi me. Vos ensinare o temor, would be the fear of the Lord, of the Senor is Lord. See? Okay, so I shouldn't complain too much because if it was Japanese, I would be completely at sea. But yeah, you can see similarities with the Latin. Okay, so now I've changed that and I've saved it. So I can press LuaTeX and then it'll take another 4 minutes to process. And then it will appear here once it's finished going from the text file into the PDF. Yes, so this is another thing where it's a bit frustrating because it takes so long to update things. But usually I do a lot more changes before I do the next compile. Oh, see, this one's the same thing. It's got English in there. Hear, O God, my supplication, be attentive to my prayer. Oh, and the rest is all in English here too. So, yes. And the last one, the antiphon, has the translation in English still. So there's still a fair bit. And then I've got Thursday, which needs to be translated too. And that's the end of what I've what I'm processing at the moment. So let's go back to where we were before. Ah, there we go. There, it's finished. Vinde o philos uvi me vos ensinare o temor do senhor. Good. Okay. So this is the sort of thing I'm doing. So sometimes I'm changing GABC files like that. So if we go to the next file, if we go to Psalm 3, yes, here we go. Hear, O God, my supplication. So, whoops, highlight all that and delete it. And then go to the Word doc. And there's Exaudi Deus Deprecationem Meum. Here's the Portuguese. Control C. And then Control V. Oh, it just missed it. So let's put those square brackets around it instead of just before it. There we go. Nicely in the square brackets. The square brackets are for the translation part. The round brackets are for the notes, and everything else is the actual words. You can see this line here starts with a %, so it's been commented out. At Avove. That's another whole story about Gregorian chant. Okay, so we've done 2 GABC files. The other sort of file is a TeX file, which is what I'm using here. So it is this last psalm, Psalms Wednesday, Psalm 3. So let's open up that one. So E, Psalms Wednesday, Psalm 3. Yay, good. Here, the Latin is first, because Latin comes first when you're doing these sort of books. And then vern stands for vernacular. So you can see even when I was doing this, I realized English is not the only vernacular you're going to be looking at. So vern, and then you've got these curly brackets which enclose the English at the moment. So to delete all the English, Vim has a really great shortcut. So if you see down the bottom of the screen, that's %s/vern curly brackets ./+. So it's matching up anything between those curly brackets and replacing it with empty curly brackets. So you press enter to do that, press Y if you want to do it one at a time, or if you want to do all at once you press A, and that's all good. Now for the Gloria Patri at the end, hang on, should we leave that to the end? You're getting bored already, but I did make a shortcut because in this thing, it doesn't put the Gloria Patri on the end of each psalm. So that's an issue with Divinum Officium. They're taking shortcuts. Which is fair enough, I'd like taking shortcuts too. But I know that the Gloria Patri should be in there. And I couldn't be bothered scrolling to the top of the text file there to find the Gloria Patri each time. So what I've done, I've made little subroutines, if you like to call them, macros. And so now all I have to do is remember the first 2 words of each one. So Gloria Au and Assim Como. That will put in the Gloria Patri and Assim Como secret error in Portuguese. Okay. And then, so a finibus terrea te clamavi. You can see this text BF is the boldface command. So the Latin has to be pointed because we're singing it, but fortunately the Portuguese does not have to be pointed, so we can just paste it in as it is. So that should be a finibus terrea te clamavi. Oops. And we can post that in there. Dos confins. So just check. Yep, dos confins. Quistastes me, pois fos physi minha esperanza. Ah, sounds good. Esperanza would be hope. Quistastes me. Cool. Okay. In habitabo, in tabernaculo, habitare. Control C. Control V. You have to do Control Shift V to paste into a text window like that. Porque, that's like perque, so that's because or why. Quonium too, like quonium. Yes, I could watch this all day. Are you on the edge of your seat with how exciting this is? Okay, ascrittamento, ascritcentares. See, I would be finding this funny if someone was trying to pronounce English. So I hope it's got some sort of L per minute. There we go. Some sort of entertainment value. Asim. Asim is the thing for secret erat in principio, and see how the Latin starts with sic. So asim must be so or something like that. L. Oh, see, here you go. I missed the Control C. So what I do? Go undo that there. Control C here. It has a little flash when it Control C's properly, I think. So maybe that's what I have to look for. L. It did it again, even though. Man. Okay, so here we go. Control C, Control C, Control C. So that's copied. Now I want to paste that. Yes, got the right one. Okay, so that's the little bit of frustration that I'm dealing with. We'll go back to Compline because the last bit after that was, Thursday is there. Actually, Thursday is all there, but I've put in this end document so it'll stop processing there, so I won't waste too much time processing everything all the way through. And then we've got Wednesday antiphon. I think that needs to be updated separately. So Psalms Wednesday antiphon. There you go. The angel of the Lord shall encamp about them that fear him. Okay, so the angel of the Lord será enviado a ángel. Ángel must be angel of the Lord. Rodos o temen. Okay, so I'll go to the end. O temem is the break there. And insert that there. Yay, good. And this has a separate thing. So I like putting in carriage returns in the text just after the punctuation-y sort of things. You see there's a semicolon at the end of the line. So yeah, I like putting in a return after those. Okay, so the last bit of English that needs to be exterminated is and shall deliver them. So delete that, and ele os livrará, I guess. And here we go. Ele os livrará. Good. Okay, so that's Wednesday done. So, Compline, I think that's Wednesday done. Now we've just got the next thing is Thursday. So let's pick up we'll just put in the whole thing for Thursday. There we go. Control C. And push that in there. Good. Okay, so now if we process that, that should be no English left, I think. I'm using the up arrow to save typing. There it is, LuaTeX. Yeah. So let's see, we'll go right to the end to see Thursday. So now instead of Thursday it says Feria 5 Quinta Feira. And you can see that looks all right. Yeah. So there you go. So that's sort of what I'm up to lately. Okay, and I thought for Lent, it's kind of like an almsgiving thing, doing things like this, doing the boring stuff rather than, doing the showman sort of stuff. So thank you for watching all about Roman Compline, putting it into languages other than English. So yes, by singing in Latin, you can appeal to a whole lot of people because it's like a common language, but for actually understanding it, it helps if you have a translation in your own language. The Compline book that I first made is 96 pages? That can't be right. There's only 96 pages. I thought it was longer than that. I guess that makes sense. But it covers all Compline all over the church's year. It has separate things for All Souls Day and what was the other one for Paschal Tide? Paschal Tide, because you have different antiphons, then some of the tones are changed. Most of the antiphons, they use the same mode 8. So everything stays the same. But for Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, their usual mode is different. So I've put them all out again, pointed like they do in the Liber Usualis. So it's not me being extra nice, just copying the Liber Usualis. But the Liber Usualis doesn't have a great deal of vernacular in it, even the one that deals in English. So it doesn't actually translate the prayers, it just translates the rubrics. But this is all off the point. So yes, if you've liked my Compline book in the past and you wished it was in a different language, put in a comment, and while I'm doing this, I may as well figure out if I can delegate to people, because it's not rocket science really. So there you go. Okay, God bless. Have a great Lent. All ready for Easter. And and keep praying heaps, because that's one thing we can do, is keep praying. Okay, God bless. All the best. Bye.